to the first in our inaugural series of ISSA podcasts and for the membership of the International Ship Suppliers and Services Association. As a secretariat here, we are always looking at ways to reach out to our ever-growing and very, very important membership, whether that's the national associations or the associate members, to really make sure that you're up to speed on all of the issues that we're covering here at the Secretariat and all the issues and tasks that are under consideration by the Executive Board as well as by the Assembly. So we decided that it'd be a very good opportunity to launch a podcast series that we can then send out to all of you. So you can download the podcast, which will be stored on the ISSA website as well as, on social media, on the ISSA LinkedIn page as well. We'll also be sending it all out to all of you, a link to it to all of you through the ISSA bulletin. But with the podcast, it means you can download it at your leisure and also listen to it. And any of your colleagues who want to sort of listen in as well are free to do so. And it just gives a bit of a human face and a human voice to what we're doing here at ISSA. We also encourage all of you to get in touch with the Secretariat and by email, secretariat@shipsupply.org, or by telephone. And you can speak to myself, Sean Moloney, I'm the Secretary of ISSA, or my colleague, Yvonne Paul, who you know, who's Head of Administration, with any questions that you might have or any issues that are important to you. And also any particular subjects that you feel might be good to feature in the future on future podcasts. Well, I'm very, very delighted today to welcome into the podcast studio Lily from China. Now, Lily is on our executive board. She's a member of the executive board and contributes very strongly into the workings and the operations of ISSA. And today we're going to be talking about a project and initiative that's very, very close to Lily's heart and to the heart of ISSA and to Rafael Fernandez, the president, who's very, very keen on encouraging this, but for looking at the whole issue of women in ship supply. And we've set up a working group to look at how we can encourage more women into the industry, but not at all levels of the ship supply sector. But I'm delighted to welcome Lily today. And Lily, welcome all the way from China. And it's lovely to see you. And I hope you're keeping well. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here today.
We're very, very happy to have you here on our inaugural podcast, Lily. You're the first. We're cutting new ground here, so it's lovely to see you. Could we start really by what was the sort of idea behind the working group for women in ship supply? What do you see as the value of that working group? Why should we be doing it at this time?
I think from 30 years, more and more women joined ship supply business, and we have a lot of successful women ship suppliers. So at this time, it's a time for us to do something for women ship suppliers.
And what would you say are the key areas? Now, we say, it's an important time for women. I mean, you do have women in ship supply, they're working in the companies and what have you. But what areas are we lacking? Are we talking about management, running the companies, playing a crucial part in that? Where do you see the working group?
What I mentioned is women doing ship supply business. In my place, we have women doing ship supplier. They are ship suppliers. And the second, they are ship wholesalers for ship suppliers. And the third, we have producers. They produce the ship supplier parts. In my place, we have 3 kinds of ship suppliers related women's.
Okay. And where would you like to see improvements? What would you like the working group to really focus in on? I mean, looking at some of the information, there's only 2% of seafarers are women, 17% of companies employ women. It's this big initiative to get more women into shipping per se is important. But what would you like to see the working group achieve? What would you like to see on its agenda?
At this stage, my suggestion is choose some of the women ship suppliers or ship supply related women. We come out, first introduce the history of women ship suppliers. This is the first. Second, we share the resources we have, not only among the women ship suppliers in ISSA, but the ship suppliers in ISSA, not only the women. Because in China, we share all those similar informations that would do a lot help with the ship supply business there.
We're talking really, you've got women working within the shipping industry. They remain in administration, purchasing, logistics roles there. And there are sort of, we talk about half of the population being women. We're missing a trick if we're not really encouraging them into the ship supply sector, aren't we, Lily? Because they have a lot of skill sets. What do you think of the skill sets that attracting women into the industry, ship supply industry, is going to bring? What are their skill sets?
In our country, they come to the business of ship suppliers because at that time, I think 1970s, because we have different systems. That is, when we graduate, authorities will let someone to go this business, someone go to the other business, only because of the appointment of the government. And when we open in the market, and that is because for their own truth. I think ship supply business in early 1990s, it's a very good business, profitable, right? So attract not only men, but also women.
Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunity there, a lot of employment opportunity there.
Yes.
ISSA is an international association, Lily. Mm-hmm. Okay. It sits on the International Maritime Organization as a non-governmental organization. It contributes to, the growth and development of shipping around the world. It plays its part. Part of all of that is very much diversity in the shipping industry. Do you think enough is being done as far as diversity is concerned? So we're talking gender diversity as well as everything else about the industry being inclusive. Is enough being done at the moment in the shipping industry to encourage women into shipping and be more inclusive to all sectors?
I think in this stage, the ship supply industry is open for women in the world. It's good, but maybe we can do more. Right? Because women has its feature of very careful, very, gentle, more easygoing with the customer, right? We can combine with the advantages with men and women together. And with China have an old saying that when men work with women, they will never get tired. What we are talking about is not only the equality with the genders, but the cooperation. We cooperate with each other, we can do the better job and we can do the better business.
That's a valid point there. And I think it's true in all aspects of the industry. It's about cooperation, collaboration, people working together, mutual respect. And I think that there are certain hurdles that still need to be jumped over and tackled, Lily, for that glass ceiling to be broken and for women to feel that they can forge a career in shipping and ship supply or ship owning or management or ports or whatever. But what is it going to take initiatives like this that's going to start that ball rolling? Because as you say, education is really, really important here. Not only for men accepting women, but also women understanding their role. Talk to me a little bit about how maybe the working group here could help as far as education is concerned.
Yes, education is very, very important. I think 2 years ago, the president talked to me about the education. And also, I think the lady, Katerina
Constant.
Yes. She sent me some emails about the education. I think education is very important for our business, especially for women, and very, very important for ISSA. Because ISSA, very important thing for ISSA is we give service to our members, right? And I think the education is what I talked to Katerina. The very important point about the education is what the people can get from our education, right? One is the value of the education. And the second is the thing. They are not very easy to get. Start the education that is very good step of ISSA, right? Make it regularly for the education. I think it will depend on all of us, and also we need to depend on the national association. They need to attract people to join our education program.
Just continuing on that theme, it is worthwhile just informing listeners and our ISSA members and anybody else who's listening in as well, maybe some of our purchaser friends as well, that ISSA has an education program, and you can access this education program on the homepage of the ISSA website, shipsupply.org. And it's very, very important because ship supply is changing, the industry is changing, there's more regulation coming in, and ship supply is a very, very innovative and forward-looking industry. It has to move with the times, and it will do so at a high level of quality because that's what its customers and its clients, the owners, managers, and also their customers demand as well. And that's why we're working with Katerina Consta and all her team, our excellent team there, to actually look at a whole range of programs, education programs there. This coming back to women in ship supply, having a structured support program for women, incorporating education opportunities, and also mentoring, because mentoring is very important, Lily. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I agree. It's very important.
Anything you want to add on that? Because mentoring, it's not just mentoring from within the company, but it's mentoring from the women in the ship supply industry as well, isn't it? That's important.
Yes, it's very important.
Now, looking at leadership development, because as you say, that there are women already working in the industry at all levels. But this is 50% of the population here. A lot of very, very talented women out there. And we need to encourage them to look to ship supply as a career. So looking at the working group within ISSA, will you put a particular emphasis on leadership development? Is this something that you're going to be focusing on?
You mean ISSA have a woman to have a leadership position?
No, really, with regards to the working group itself, focusing in on a number of aspects, such as leadership within development of women in the ship supply sector. So helping member companies recruit women into their companies and look at ways that they can develop their careers. Is that something that's a focus for the working group?
Yeah, we can do that kind of work. But different companies have different requirements. And I tell the truth, till now, the ship supply business is, a high range of men's work, right? It's up to their situation. We are pushing, we do what we can to help the companies to do something for our industry.
Okay, excellent. And at past conventions, we've also worked very closely with ISSA, which is the Women in Shipping Trading Association. And we did that in Singapore and also in Dubai. And it's very, very important. An excellent organization that is looking to further the opportunities for women in the shipping industry as well. Just coming really on to generally, you've come onto the executive board and you brought in an element of a different sort of perspective of thinking as well as your viewpoints and what have you. How are you enjoying life on the executive board at ISSA? And how do you see ISSA, the work that ISSA is doing internationally? What are your thoughts?
As I entered the executives, first, I've seen quite a lot, including Yvonne and the president, and all the executive vice presidents do a lot for ISSA, for the industry, for other organizations. So that will encourage me a lot. I will try my best to do something, to pay back your trust. Yeah, and do something for the industry.
Well, I can honestly say, Lily, it's an absolute joy. It is a joy having you on the executive board. And ISSA prides itself in reaching out to all corners of the globe, really, on the ship supply world, in attracting in the expertise and the knowledge not only onto the executive board, but also onto the assembly. And that's really, really important as ISSA sort of drives forward in encouraging and delivering quality ship supply around the world. But Lily, I wanted to thank you very much indeed for your time today. Our time is nearly up. It's been an absolute pleasure and delight speaking with you, and look forward to seeing you over the weeks and months ahead, either at board meetings that we have and what have you, or even online. We have a lot of, just for the members and for the listeners, we also have a lot of online meetings with working groups as well as with the board members to make sure that all T's are crossed and all I's are dotted as far as the work that we're doing here at ISSA. But Lily, thank you very much indeed for your time. Absolute pleasure speaking to you, and congratulations on being in the inaugural ISSA podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So nice to see you.